Elmina is Elmina, which means the mine. So we couldn't mention it like Elmina. But ideally, they Aldea, that's Duas parts. That is the village with two parts. That's where we'll be going to. And it's more like a town which takes you back into the past. Okay. The buildings, the roads, the people. And even you have the building which will be celebrating his birthday, turning 538 years old this year, which is the 2020. So there's a lot of things we would encounter once we start the trip.
So this slave bath right now, where is this located?
Assin Manso.
I mean, Assin Manso, but so this is the part of Ghana, Assin Manso?
Yeah.
In what state? Where are we right now?
So right now we are in the central region.
Central region. Okay.
Yeah. So Assin Manso, as you hear from the guy, is like most of the people around here survived as slaves. They ran away, and this yeah, and you know they walked miles right from the northern region, shackled, and sometimes the weaker ones would be tied to a tree so that wild animals would feed on them to slow. That's it. If you can imagine, you're swimming, we have a tiger, we should get here in time, and we're swimming, you can't swim. They just leave you behind, so whilst the wild animal feed on you, it gives them time to just come. So a lot of people that came here, they had to like fight. You can be here if you're not strong. And mind you, when you even get here, there's the branding. They put a metal fire right on your back. If you survive the walk,
branding.
Come back to turn.
Ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the lifting skies. Let us resound high as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has brought us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. They sing the rising sun, a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Assin Slave River. So we're entering Kakum National Park. So tired. Left slave Assin slave bag, and we're at actually Kakum National Park. When we got some food first. I believe it was ZB restaurant. It was okay. And now we're headed in. Terrified of heights, me and Nnena, so it's gonna be interesting to see if we can make this canopy walk. Hopefully we can. Oh my god, so hot. We're like not even halfway through and it's so hot, and we still have so much more to go. And this is a serious trek.
All these people can be on this at the same time?
This is supposed to be tested for 2 elephants, which is about like 2 to 4 metric tons. Yeah, so it can take.
Now let me say that if a child is below 10 years, he or she is not counted. Rather, will be added to an adult and sold as one person, regardless who the parent is. It's a well. At the moment, we are not using it as they did in the past. But let me say that at the time, those Europeans who lived here never came along with their women. So almost all of them were sexually abusing the captives. And whenever any of the officers, the governor, his deputy, blah, blah, wanted to do that, wanted to rape one of these women, now he came up at the balcony. From there, some of these women were assembled in the courtyard, so he'll look through and select. The one chosen might have been here for several days, several weeks, without cleaning her teeth or had a regular shower. It then became the responsibility of the soldiers to clean such a person. Now she was done right here in the open as others look on. After that, she was sent through this entrance. There is a staircase, those there you can see it. There is a staircase up to the officers' quarters. But due to that, some of them became pregnant. They were sent outside dungeons. So after having these babies, some years later, these kids were brought back. They would go to school, work for the Europeans, and the mothers then became domestic servants. In most cases, they had a light-skinned, what you may say, half-caste or mulattoes or so. Even today, as we speak, we have countless of people who still live in Elmina, having European names. Names that they don't understand. And I keep telling people that if you keep a name that you don't understand, you need to look at it again. Because your name clearly tells who you are. Your history is your name. So that's it. Let's look at this side. There is a cowboy here. At the time, there were a lot of them. And each of this has a chain and a lock. So if a woman is chosen and she resisted, she refused to go, as a form of punishment, she was chained to this bull. Then made to stay here in the sun, in the rain, for several days, hours or so. And all that they were trying to do was to use this to put fear in those ones or to break their spirit. Not too long ago, those working here, we did this. We did what I would say an experiment in the dungeons. And what we seek to do was for us to have an idea, the conditions these captives or our ancestors were in for 3 months. So instead of 3 months, we had 12 hours here. And instead of 100 women, we had 60 volunteers. So we locked them here. We improvised to lock this door, so that nobody is coming out. So the pieces of clothes lying there, this is what they used to wrap themselves with. We put them in chains, though not the original ones, something just to hold them to a fixed point for that short period. They were to do everything in there. For just 12 hours, it became impossible, very difficult for one to stay there for just a minute because of the stench, the smell emanating from the room. So if we did examine how these people reacted to the space within that short period, having in mind that people went through much horrible condition 3 months in this whatever dungeon, then it tells you that people went through a lot. And this is what we did here. So please, you can have a look at it, then we continue. To realize that as we keep coming in from the main courtyard, the doors keep getting smaller. This was something done intentionally just to ensure that one person comes in at a time. It makes it easier to control the number going. So initially that was the entrance, but later they reduced it to this. Here I have with me the door of no return where the captives went through at the time. Initially, this was a bit wider from these two ends. But when Atlantic slave trade began, it was reduced to this. People keep asking, what about if some of the captives were big? The point is that by the end of 2-3 months, they would have lost weight to go through that. But again, the sea was much closer. Today, it has receded, it's still moving backward. So when they got down here, boat picks them from here to the ship, some distance away, and the journey across the Atlantic Ocean would then began. They were already from the ship before they were sent on board. And that explains why a lot of them died in the process. We have several records telling us the number of people who were involved, those who died, and so forth. But one is saying that when you take every 3 captives, 2 died, 1 survived.
The last part.